because the comments that you just made brings me back to the situation of Asian motorsport, where I've spoken to a lot of the local race promoters and people involved in Malaysian motorsport and Asia as a region. And one of the bones of contention here is that the industry is still run by the old school guys, and the presidents of the associations and the ASNs are old school guys, as I said, who are basically there for egotistical reasons, right? They want to keep hold of their positions, and they're not moving the sport forward. So
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, there's a certain amount of what you say, of course. The FIA is an organization globally, and it's not just Asia, believe me. Having worked in the UK now, having worked in, I mean, I've run races all over the world. So, and if I'm not directly involved, I'm involved enough, like especially through my involvement with TCR and everything. I go all over the place, all over Europe, all over the world actually too. And I'm in race controls, and I'm behind the scenes with all of the people all over the place. So I know how most of the places function, globally. Maybe not South America, but most of the other places I've been. So I'm kind of aware of the global picture.
yeah,
I don't think that it's that. I think that, yes, there is that, but in every area you need, those guys are fine, in a sense, they're fine. Having these figureheads is fine. You need people who have a certain amount of gravitas, who can represent the country on the world stage. That's okay. What you need underneath that is people to work, and you need people who are willing to get their hands dirty and actually move the sport forward, right? And the problem you have is not actually in the fact that people have got old. It's kind of the fact that the only people willing to do the job are the old guys, Nowadays, I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine recently. I mean, you probably know him. I mean, Zen, for instance, Zen Low. Okay, so
yeah.
Zen has got his own karting place, right? And this is a good example, okay? And then he told me the other week that he was trying to employ someone to sit at the desk, to book people in and out for the karting and everything. And he said he can't get anyone. He's offering like a reasonable salary, which he told me, I know, and it is a reasonable salary, for someone to sit there and to check people in and do the safety briefing and everything for the people who are going to go karting, right? And the kids, and even his son, he was telling me his son's filling in for him, but his son is making more money online, doing stuff online. He's actually like gaming. So he's gaming and he's making money through gaming by, he's a very good gamer. He gets advanced, and then he sells basically the keys, for people to jump levels, right? So he can make way more money doing stuff like that than he can make sitting behind a desk and doing things. And I think the younger generation now, they are not willing to go and, whether you're talking about marshals, you're asking a guy to go and stand on the corner of a racetrack in the burning heat, or even in the, if you're not here, maybe in the cold, in the wet, in this, that, and the other, all day long from morning till night, to get either, here, either as a volunteer in other places, or here, for a small amount of money. They're just not interested to do it anymore. They don't have that kind of mindset, they're not the enthusiasm. They don't have the enthusiasm because there's so many other distractions and so many other opportunities. So I think it starts from there. And then that kind of problem permeates all the way through. Because if you don't have people at the lowest level, then those people don't develop up to become like the chief marshals. And then from chief marshals, maybe they're going to race control. From race control, they become a race director. From race director, they become a steward. They become or whatever it is, and they have an aspirational movement throughout the sport up to the top levels, It's just not there. And that's the problem. And I don't think that's anything to do with willingness or not of, the people who sit at the World Council level, for instance, in the FIA, because they are trying to have programs. I mean, yes, we can all pick on different ASNs and say, oh, they haven't done this or they haven't done that. But you know, there are ASNs that are actively doing a lot and in a good way, and there are others that either through lack of expertise or drive or whatever you want to call it, are not doing so much. But you know, it doesn't exist globally. I mean, you can see.